charge. But with Matt's secret weapon called the U.S. versus Steve Rogers Act, it acts to nullify most Arbitration Act, which means it's an act that stops an act from acting on an act to unmask Spidey in civil terms. But to nullify all that shit, Dode goes, well, the privacy thing means nothing in my civil case, because if the defendant hit my client with his car, he'd have every right to run the defendant's plates to owns it. Same thing applies here. The whole courtroom goes silent and Matt simply says, right, to which the judge and Spidey are completely dumbfounded. So in the light of this realization, Matt requests no evidentiary relevance at all. With Dode's request to unmask Spider-Man denied, most of the cases Spider-Man had been charged against with end up being dismissed as well. But that isn't to say Spidey is a free man, not until he is actually proven not guilty in a criminal trial, which is almost hopeless because everyone in New York thinks he's a criminal. Thanks. With that awful news, Spidey and Matt find themselves alone together where he's a bit disappointed about not being a man, but he is curious all those Spider-Men were, praying to God that they weren't like clones or something crazy, because he's had problems with clones before. Where Matt tells Spidey that there have been times where he other heroes to pose as him so Matt and Daredevil could together so not to reveal his secret identity. Matt just simply applied the same thing with Spidey. Luckily, Spidey is a great guy and numerous heroes all to help him out, like the Ronin, Patriot, Nightcrawler, Iron Fist, Black Cat, Shang-Chi, and Spider-Girl. Cool thing to mention that has absolutely no bearing on the story whatsoever, but Nightcrawler is sort of his own Spider-Zone now. And I don't know about you, but it kind of goes hard as fuck. Like one of my top 5 X-Men ever, and I think that's so fucking cool. Anyway, Spidey asks Matt how Iron Fist managed to get his web shooter after they completed his at looking, where Matt says that apparently someone broke into the evidence night. Shocker. With that, he tells Spidey he has no idea where it could have gone. Tells Spidey Black Cat sends her, and that he'll send him the bill in a few days once it's all said and done. Where before leaving, tells Spidey to read the book, as Spidey opens the law book to find the web shooter inside. Now, the story kind of ends here. Never really know what happens next, as I search all across several Spidey comics later. Nothing. So here's my canon ending. After Spider-Man admits he doesn't have the strength or the power to he simply breaks out, swings all the way to Washington for some reason, where Barack Obama is going to be sworn in